Hello my friends, it's Sherry. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel. And my channel is Turquoise Dreaming. If you've never been here before, I do paper crafting, make junk journals, I go thrifting and share my thrifty goodies with you from wherever. Could even be Walmart, right? You can get thrifty at Walmart or wherever. Michael's, scrapbook.com. Anyway, today I'm here for hashtag Scraps to Treasures. This is an open collab that I have been doing all year, hosting or co-hosting with Maria of Maria's Miscellany, and it's been so fun. And I've really enjoyed the reminder, which I do a lot, but just even more of a reminder to go to my scrap box, right, and use some of those scraps. Even if it's one piece, at least it's one less piece in your scrap box. Okay, so that's what I did for this month. And so this is the last, this last episode of this year for Scraps to Treasures. And Maria and I and some other crafty friends have cooked something up really fun for 2023. So stay tuned for that. But this month, the prompt, if you would like to, it's not too late to, if you've never joined in any of these prompts, if this one sparks an inspiration in you, you can feel free to join in. And so this month's prompt is greeting card / journaling card. So I had some ideas running through my head, but when I went through my scrap box, none of those, the other ideas that I had didn't come together exactly, but I really wanted to create a card or greeting card or something to do with a card, not just a journaling card. I wanted to create a card. So I picked out this pretty piece here. This is, I like the colors, and it's actually packaging. And I have no idea where I got it, but it was in my scraps, so I'm going to go with this. I folded it in half to start on my creating a greeting card. And as you can see, it has writing here. So I think my next step, I'm kind of decided, but now that I'm thinking about it, I just thought of this. I was going to cover the inside with this. This is like, I got some, if you've seen my recent, in the last couple of months, videos, I brought home from the thrift store some scrapbook paper. And this is one of the pieces that were in there, and it has little fibers. It's like tissue paper, but it has little fibers in it, so it almost looks like handmade tissue paper or something. But I was thinking of doing this, covering it with this. See, there's words in here, so I want to make sure I cover those up. And, whenever I make a greeting card, I have some that I haven't used, but I have used a lot of my greeting cards. And then I was thinking about doing this, but what if I do this first? And then this, I can write on this, right? Yeah, I think that would be prettier. So I think I'm going to do that. So let me cut this out and get a piece that would fit over this card. It would sturdy. This is cardstock. I would call it light cardstock. But let me see if I can cut this out real quick. And we'll make us a cute little, I think it's going to be generic maybe. We'll see how it turns out here. Some kind of little greeting card, whatever it may be, whatever subject matter it may end up being. We'll see. I have some ephemera pulled out here too. So let's see what we can do here. So this will cover up the words and give me a nice blank inside. And I didn't have any, this was a scrap, but these two pieces, of course, were not scraps. I didn't have any. I looked for pink. And I wanted something pink, and I wanted something white, because this is so pink and so white. And I looked for colors in my scrap box that could go with this, but I really didn't find anything. So at this point, it doesn't matter which way this goes. I'll decide which way is going to be the front in a second. But first of all, let's glue this down. I'm going to use some art glitter glue. Let me move this out of the way so I don't get any glue on it. And go ahead and glue this down, and then we'll go from there. So, sorry, I'm shaking my table. I should move my legs away from, I have myself, my knees hitting my table there, but I don't have to sit like that. I was just sitting like that, but anyway, I've moved my knees away now, so I won't be shaking the table, hopefully. But I hope you're all having a good day. and enjoying whatever you're doing today, whether it be working or out of your home, in your home, crafting, whatever you're doing, babysitting, taking care of your children or your family, cleaning your house. It can all be enjoyable, right? So let's see. Let's get this glued down. Okay, I think that looks good. I know I was thinking about rounding the corners, but I know, like most cards that I get, they don't have rounded corners, so I don't think I'm going to round the corners. So let's go ahead and fold this where I had it folded, if I can. It's quite thick now, but that's okay. Alright, there we go. Let me grab my little tool here that I use for different things, and let me make a nice crease over here. That's a thick fold. I need a little help getting it nicely creased. There we go. Okay, so it probably doesn't matter which is the front and which is the back. This one has a lion on it, and so, but I'm going to kind of be covering that up. But I think I'm going to, this is such a pretty side. I have a little sliver of white showing there. Let me grab my scissors and cut that off. But, I might want that in the back because I'm not going to be covering the back up, right? And I just want the back to be really pretty. And then this I'm going to be covering up. It's not that I don't like the lion, but, if I cover it up, it wouldn't really bother me. So that's my thoughts on that. So next, let's see, the other pink stuff. Let's see what we can do with this. And so next, I've thought I would tear a piece of this to go in here, but not cover up the whole inside, and then I can write in here whatever I want to do, and I have a pretty inside. So let me get my pencil, and let's see, where is my pencil? I'm going to make a couple little marks here. So I'm going to tear right here and right here, so I have a little white border. See how much of a white border I want, like that. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, let's move this out of the way for a second. I think I'm done with my pencil, and let's see how this tears. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's tissue paper, right? You would think. We're going to find out here. So right here. I don't think I'm going to tear all the way right now if I don't have to. Okay, this does feel delicate, so I'm going to be careful. So it's starting to tear where I don't want it to tear. Okay, let me go ahead and tear the other way now, and then I'll finish that. If I have to cut that, I will, or I can tear from the bottom up. Let's see how this side tears. Yeah, it does feel pretty delicate. It does tear easily, but this is starting to go off in the wrong direction, so let's see how this side goes. Tear it closer to the ruler. I want a straight tear because it's going inside. If it were anywhere else, I might not care. But since it's going to be going inside, I think the fibers are causing it to be a little tough to tear when you go through one of those fibers. Yes, it definitely is. Maybe that's what caused it to go, because it's like some kind of, I need to cut through the fiber, whatever that is. So let's cut real quick. It's a stronger piece of layered paper or something. Okay, I cut through that fiber. Let's see if we can continue tearing. If you have any of this paper, or you come across any of this paper, maybe you'll remember this video and where I was trying to tear this, and remember what you have to do to tear it. Or maybe you won't want to tear it, you'll want to rip it. I mean, you want to cut it with the scissors. Okay, so this is starting to go off in the wrong direction again. So we're almost there to the corner. I think we might, yeah, we're almost there. So I'm just going to cut up to the corner where I think that other piece will meet. Cut through the fiber here. Yeah, it's way more complicated than I thought it would be, right? I thought a couple of rips and I'll be done. No, it's not that easy. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to tear up from here. Let's see what happens. I want it torn because I just want that kind of, I like that rough edge on paper, and I think it would look pretty on the inside of this card. But yeah, those fibers are definitely keeping me from ripping a straight line here. I'm going to cut the rest of it. We're just going to go with that. Most of it's ripped. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It still looks a little cut right there, but most of it's ripped. Okay, or torn. So now we can do this. See, isn't that pretty? So let's put some art glitter glue down, and I'm going to put it on here. I might have to do 1/2 at a time. Go up to where I think the edges are. Go a little fast before it dries here. Go ahead and get into this fold. And I want to smear it out because this is so thin, you're definitely going to see. I might have to use glue stick on this if this doesn't work, but we're going to see how this works. I think glue stick would work good too. I just didn't even think of that till right now. So let's put this down where I think I want it. Okay, about right there. Okay, oh, that works well. Okay, let's do the other side then. Let's go ahead and do this side. Let me get right up. Oops, don't mess up the paper. Okay, get right up in there and don't mess up my paper or rip it. And get up right to where I think my border or edge will be. Right up in here. Again, quickly so it doesn't dry. Okay, smear it out. Yeah, I just now when I didn't show you, but I couldn't see any lines underneath that paper, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. Besides getting this nice and glued down, I don't want any lines for glue underneath the paper. But these fibers, if you did have lines, the fibers in this paper actually might disguise that, right? It probably would. So here we go. That looks pretty. I like it. And if and when, and I'm sure I will use this for a card sometime, I can write in here. I can write all over this, right? Okay, and now to decorate the outside. So the outside, I wanted to put a little layer in between the ephemera and that I put on the front and the card actually. So I want to tear another piece. It doesn't have to be as perfect as the inside piece, but I want it to be big enough, but not too big. So a little bit less wide than this cover. So about right there. About right there, I would say. Alright, but I just need a little square of some type. And it doesn't have to be perfect like the inside. Actually might want it to be a little rougher. Watch, this one be perfect, right? When I'm trying to get it a little rougher, and this one's going to be perfect. Okay, so let me tear it a little bit more. Let me tear this whole piece here in case, what if I want it all the way down, right? Or what if I want it a little longer than a square? So let's tear this all the way down. Alright, there we go. Okay, probably done with that. And, okay. Yeah, let's, okay, it's a little bit too long. This side has a torn edge. Let's tear this side off and see how we do. So, I'll tear about, let me put a good border on there. Like about like that. Can you see? Let me show you. See the bottom edge here? I think that's the bottom, and this would be the top. Yeah, let me turn this around a little bit and get us a nice little border on the top here. So let's tear that off. Oops, it's moving on me. Okay, another scrap. Let me tear this little edge off right here. There's a fiber right there. Yeah, those fibers really are hard to tear through. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. I like that. It covers up the lion that I didn't really like. I guess I don't really like the lion so much, so I just like the colors there. See? Okay, let's do this. So about where I think it's going to go, about right there. Again. Yeah, I looked at several pieces of paper when I was picking out paper, this pink paper. I looked at some striped paper with pink in it, and I looked at some other papers. And this one seemed to be the best, looked the prettiest with this particular piece of paper, because it's very modern looking for one reason. So, there we go. So yeah, now it matches the inside. Okay, all started with this scrap. Okay, so now I have a little layer in between my card cover and my ephemera. I picked out a few pieces already, although I could change my mind. Now this was the last one I picked out. It was in a little bag of ephemera, or in my little, I have these little plastic pouches out here to look for something, and this one I left in the bag. I didn't pick it out. I have the ones I picked out right here. But this one was in the bag, and I was like, I picked it out, I pulled it out just before I started the video. I'm like, oh, that might be the perfect piece. And I still think it is. I'll show you the other ones. Let's see, I liked this one. I liked that one, Happy Every Day. I mean, I could get away with that, right? I could get away with that. And, I mean, I could put something as simple as Better Together. Cute, right? This one I picked out, Sunshine and Smiles. That's cute. I could get away with that. This is a cute one. And what else? I didn't really pick this one out, but it's sitting here, so I'll show you that one. What else? This one right here was the first one I picked out. Whoops, there's a little heart there. But then this one called to me from inside the pouch because it's see-through. There's a scrap there, a little crumb, paper crumb. But this one called to me from inside, and it's, whoops, upside down. But it's so, I don't know, it's just like, looks like it belongs there, doesn't it? So let's do it. Let's do this. And it's, see, now I'm glad I made this pink piece a little longer, because this would have been outside the square if I would have gone with my first thought there of tearing it into a square. And plus I got to cover up the lion. So, there we go. Now I have a little card generic card to when I need a little thank you, a little friendship note, a little encouragement note, a little get well note. This could go for any of those things, and it all started with a random scrap from which was packaging in my scrap box, and I think it's actually gorgeous. A little piece of glue there or something. But there we go. That is what I'm doing today for Scraps to Treasures. Isn't it cute? I just love it. I could sit here and look at it and look at the back. So cute, right? And so simple, but there, I have a little Greene card to add to my stash. I don't worry about envelopes when it comes to something like this. I have so many envelopes that if I wanted one, I could probably fit one that, find one that fits. But, if I were giving this to someone in person, I would just give it to them. You know what I mean? I would just be like, maybe if I was taking it to somebody at work, I would leave it on their desk for them, and they would like, oh, Sherry left me a note. So, isn't that cool? So, I hope you dig into your stash and find something pretty to make today. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you later. Have a great day.